Chapter 9. Recovery. Any doctor, nurse, physiotherapist, anyone involved in healthcare or fitness will tell you that allowing sufficient time for recovery is crucial to peak performance. If you try to rush recovery from an injury, you will often cause yourself more damage, possibly permanent. At the very least, you will slow down the speed of your recovery. Similarly, if you continually exercise without giving yourself adequate time to rest and recover, you increase the risk of injuring yourself and run the risk of further reducing your performance. A personal story of this can be read or heard in the next chapter. Even a healthy person needs a certain amount of sleep each day to give their body time to rest and recover, to ensure peak performance is achievable the next day. This is a fundamental principle of health, one you skip at your own peril. Hurry up and slow down. Now, this is all well and good in theory, as words printed in a book, but what does this mean in reality? Let's look at healthcare first, business second. Following any type of medical treatment, you will need to give yourself adequate space and time to heal and recover properly. While you may see some improvement immediately after treatment, it often takes time to experience the full benefits. For example, somebody who has had total hip replacement surgery may be mobilising safely after a week or two, but it could take a further 6 to 12 months for them to see the full benefits of their surgery, if they follow the rehabilitation exercises and guidance they have been given. If they try to rush their recovery, literally running before they can walk, they may experience complications and possibly never get the full benefits of the surgery they would have hoped for. A proper recovery ensures all the necessary muscles, ligaments and tendons are safely strengthened. Range of motion, flexibility and function in the joint can be slowly and safely tested and improved over time. An instant fix is not possible for such a major operation. While the operation itself to replace the damaged joint with an artificial one may only be a few hours, the recovery will take longer. Fast isn't always best. The quote above may at first seem to go against my comment in an earlier chapter that money loves speed, but both these quotes complement one another. It's all about context. Money loves speed, when speed involves the right things being done in the right way and at the ideal pace. After all, the quickest way to get rich is to rob a bank. Hopefully you'd agree that it's also not the wisest way to get or to stay rich. As you can probably guess, this holds true for business. If your business has been unhealthy for a long time, it will take time to recover fully, even after you have treated the underlying cause or causes. The speed and degree of the recovery will depend on several variables, including the severity of the underlying problem and the effectiveness of the treatment used. If your business has been unhealthy for a long time, the treatment needed will probably be quite extensive. As the treatment starts having an effect, you will begin to see improvements in the health of your business. These improvements will not usually be instant, although they may be in some cases. Often it will take time for those improvements to really have a noticeable effect for the treatment to deliver the optimal results. As I write this, I am extremely aware that I am one of the last people to tell you to be patient and to wait for results. I want to see results now. In fact, I want to see them yesterday. However, life has shown me, and continues to show me, that proper, healthy success cannot be rushed or artificially sped up. Sometimes you've just got to let the process run. Although it seems a bit unusual to include this in a book about healthy marketing, a quote from a military about weapon handling seems appropriate at this point. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Or, as my grandparent used to tell me, haste makes waste. As part of a copywriting project I was hired for by a smart company, this is a subtle hint that you too, dear reader or listener, should hire me. I talked with a lot of orthopaedic consultants who specialised in hip surgery. I was amazed when they told me that patients who have had total hip replacement surgery will often be mobilising the same day as their operation, often within a few hours of their surgery. Once they have recovered fully from the anaesthetic, the physiotherapy team will visit with them and help them to start moving, because the data shows that the sooner they start mobilising after surgery, the better it often is for their long-term recovery. My kids like to remind me that I am very old. At the time of writing this, I am 43. But when I worked as a radiographer, people were most definitely not expected to mobilise the same day as their hip surgery. Back then it was measured in days, not hours. One thing to remember is that recovery starts immediately after treatment. The full results and benefits of the treatment may take time, but the recovery is happening immediately. If you have a medical problem requiring prescription medicine, the doctor will not normally tell you to start taking the medication in 6 months' time. You will usually be told to start taking it the same day that it is prescribed. Just as you need to listen to your body as you recover from a physical illness, so you need to listen to your business as it recovers from a problem. Listening in this case involves looking carefully at certain metrics, the key numbers in your business each day, without fail. You need to have an acute awareness of what is going on in your business at every stage of the recovery. This way, if any adjustments or changes are needed at any point to aid or improve the extent or speed of recovery, you will be able to make them quickly. Failure is an event, not a death sentence. At this point, I'd like to press the pause button on the business marketing aspect of this book and transition to a bit more of a personal reflection. If this next bit is irrelevant to you, that's great. Please jump to the next chapter. If it is relevant to you, I hope that when you read the following, it is at exactly the right time for you to hear what I have to tell you. If your business is in recovery mode, it is important that you remember that failure of any kind, whether in business or in your personal life, is only an event. It is not final. It is not irreversible. It is not a judgment on you as a person. You tried something. It didn't work. You can try again. If you look carefully at any person who is generally perceived as successful, whether in business, sports, politics, etc., you will very often discover that they have had failures in the past, often very big failures. Those failures have not stopped them moving forward. The same holds true for business. Just because you didn't close a sale in your last meeting does not mean you won't close in your next meeting. A failed product launch does not mean that your next product launch will not succeed. Missing your business goals for 1 month does not mean you won't meet them next month. And so it goes. Failure is an event. That is all. You can pick yourself up, learn from it, and continue moving forward. The very best thing you can do after a failure is to immediately get straight back up and to keep going. As I used to be told, you fall off a horse, the first thing you do is to get straight back on the horse. Admittedly, this was a bit odd, as I've never owned a horse and to this day have never ridden a horse. Go figure. The main takeaway of this chapter is to be kind to yourself and to give yourself and your business the time needed to recover from all that has gone before. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow can be a better day. Tomorrow will be a better day.